Okay.
The spirit of working together seems to be a community asset. Weinland Park's location, you can actually watch red, white, and blue from standing in the middle of almost any street in from downtown. Weinland Park's walkability. A lot of people stroll for just the afternoon stroll. People come by my house running in the morning. That's that you can do that without any concern. That wasn't true 2 years ago. And just the general resiliency of the people around the park. We've seen our challenges. We've taken some licks and we keep fixes. That's a truth. And the park. The park itself not only has undergone renovation in the last few years, but has had continuous care and maintenance, as with the planting of the flowers. It is used in a way that you can look at 3 or 4 years ago, not see the general use that the park has. Families now show up, not just the kids. The kids come with parents. Now that's a big change. The trees are maturing along with the community, I guess. 4 street farms and other community garden spaces.
Yay!
They deserve being kind of the prime movers behind that. Idea of growing food locally. You even got me to plant tomatoes. Had some good harvests. So, and not to forget Leslie's bird sanctuary, which is a part of that whole idea. The spaces may have been vacant that have been turned into nicer places.
Great. Thank you. And who is C? What was your question?
Our question was, what makes Weinland Park stand out from other communities?
Okay.
And our answers were, it's very friendly. Another was, it is improving a lot. Another answer was the diversity.
Slow down, kids.
Another was everyone was passionate and honest. Another was affordable.
For now.
Another was the history and architecture of the buildings. Another was walkability. It was easy to walk different places. And also the sense of community.
Great. Anyone disagree with that? Or do you want to add anything else? Okay, great. Question D. What was your question?
How do you want others to view Weinland Park? We came up with a list that's very similar to a lot of what else listed there. Diversity with unity. Just different people from different backgrounds living together in unity. Active, vibrant community. Community that bands together in different ways for fun and to help the neighborhood. A safe place. Good neighbors, friendly neighbors, people who care for each other, family friendly, and creative and artistic.
Okay, great. Is that it? Anybody agree, disagree, other ideas? Okay.
And then I think Kimberly was talking with Terry and Sheila, and they have some things that to summarize.
It was about the neighborhood. We were just saying, you know, the rough neighborhood. And we really didn't say that we didn't have a plan, but we just said it would be, Terry?
Just for everybody to watch out for each other.
Yeah, just to be a positive, try to work to get along, and just try to make sure we know that we're having issues. Let's try not to be, you know, upset at each other if we have something. Just talk to each other kindly. Stop and talk. And if you're driving down the street and you see somebody needs some help, you could stop your car maybe if you're not in the way. Pull over and help them. You know, don't just drive past. Just be a good neighbor and support each
I wanted
other.
to add something to that. You know, one thing that when I first got involved, I wanted to learn as many people's names as I could.
Yep.
And one, it was just to get to know people, right?
Yep.
But the two was, especially when I moved in, I referred to them by name, and it prompts something. It brings out something like,
Right.
and so they know me, I know them, and it's one of those things that just really makes a huge difference.
You can walk out your door and feel,
Yep.
you know, safe knowing that, you know, Tom or Jill or somebody, whoever that person is, they're there. And you don't want to feel like you're intruding in their space. You don't want to feel like you're doing anything but being a good neighbor,
Now,
supporting them
Here's
and
another
helping.
thing too about that. And I'm sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off, but in a lot of our communities, it's really important to treat others with respect,
Right.
especially your elders.
Yeah.
And so I always make it a point to refer to my elders as Miss or Mr. And it makes a big difference.
That's right.
That just that one point of respect makes a
Right.
big difference. So keep that in mind when you are learning somebody's names. You know, I know Miss Pearl, me and my Miss Pearl,
Yeah.
we tight. You
Right.
know what I mean? But I'm always respecting Miss Pearl. That's my neighbor.
Right.
Okay.
That's very much
Great. Thank you.
Great. Do we have any feedbacks, any closing thoughts that you guys want to add in? I'd love to hear some response to what resonated with you today. If anything different stuck out that you hadn't thought of before. Are you guys just ready to go home?
Any similarities? Anything that repeats itself?
So what are you guys going to do with this?
Well, it's going to our branding consultant for him to take into account when he creates the logo and all that.
And then we'll bring that back to you guys for a feedback session. Martin, you had something to add?
Yeah, my hand is up because I want to emphasize diversity, because I think probably more so than any other community in the city of Columbus, that we have that. We have that as ours. It is a very racially and economically diverse community, and I think that's a real asset.
Diversity on multiple levels. And I think to also add, we'll be talking about it at a future meeting, but we are working on, well, the collaborative is currently working on a billboard project. And so I think a lot of this feedback will be useful for that too. And we'll obviously have more sessions as we go through to get some more responses from you guys. So thank you very much for your time. We're going to be summarizing this. We'll probably put a summary in the newsletter, and we'll talk about it at the next meeting as Omar suggested. So if there's anything else, if you guys have time, we'd like to go around. There's so many new faces today, and introduce ourselves. I'm Jen. I live on Hamlet. And then you can feel free to add, make a statement about what you want to see on a future agenda, or something that's important to you, something that's been on your mind. All right, so then Matt?
I'm Matt. I live at 9th and Hamlet.
You don't want anything done?
I mean, if you have ideas on other ways to engage the community outside of this room about their ideas about these words, then let me know. Talk to me after.
Okay. The gentleman in the red shirt with the glasses?
I'm Dustin Jones. I live on Summit Street, just across from the school. I don't have too much input because I'm new to the neighborhood, so I'm still getting a feel for what's going on.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you here.
I'm Megan Jones, and also on Summit. And again, I mean, we're relatively new, but I'm just excited with all the people that we've met in that short time and just how easy it's been to meet everybody just with all, because of all these things.
Welcome.
How did you guys hear about this?
All these.
Word of mouth. Word of mouth. Okay, good.
And the newsletter.
All right.
I'm Shelby Brooks. I live on 19th Hamlet, and we are also fairly new to the neighborhood, so yeah.
I'm Luke Brooks, and it's been really, we've only been here for about a month yet, but it's been, for me, I mean, we've talked about it, it's been refreshing to be a part of a neighborhood that seems like, you know, it's got a stronger sense of community. Where we came from, it was very much people were kind of shut up in their home or their apartments, and it was kind of hard to connect with other people. So it's been really refreshing to like have things like the festival and, you know, different things going on in the park, you know, movie nights and that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Well, welcome. Thank you guys.
Welcome.
I'm Matt, and I live on Hamlet Street that way. And I was facilitating a potty break, so I don't know what question I'm supposed to answer.
Is there anything that's been on your mind lately about the neighborhood or anything you want to share with your neighbors?
It's great.
Okay. Thanks. Ashley, do you want to introduce yourself?
I am Ashley Martin. I live on Hamlet as well, and I have nothing else.
The young lady.
That's Jude Ness.
My name is Elise. I live on Summit, and it's just been really inspiring to, like, I grew up in the burbs, so it's been really inspiring to see everything I thought of an urban neighborhood completely changed just by watching people be so committed to each other and so committed to just the betterment of where they live.
Thank you for sharing that.
My name is Shane. I live on Summit with my wife. It's pretty cool.
Hi everyone, I'm Robbie Adams, and my son and wife and I live at Chittenden and Grant. We've been here for about 5 years, but I just recently started to get involved in the community and found out how much I love the community. We moved here originally because it was affordable. Was not happy about it at first, but then realized that it's a great community. So I'm actually looking forward to getting involved in all of this open space that we're going to be dealing with. And hopefully be able to put my input and my wife's input into it to make sure that what it's developed into is something we can all use. And also, I kind of want to keep that hill.
Mount Wagner. Yeah, Mount Wagner.
I really enjoy that. Thanks.
Thank you, Robbie.
I'm Michael. I live on Euclid. We've been here 17 years, I think, something crazy like that. And it's great to see new faces and getting involved.
Ross?
My name is Ross. I live on 6th Street over that way, 6th and 8th Avenue. I've been in the neighborhood for a little over 3 years now, and nothing terribly specific, but I've just been impressed the whole time with how much of a community this is, and more than just names and boundary streets, but people in the community.
Thank you. Let's go back to Terry.
Hello, I'm Terry Althouse. I work at Godwin Guild, so that means I'm a part-time resident, more here than in my house. The thing I wanted to bring up is, in case nobody knows, there's a bright green flyer. We're having an eviction prevention workshop on September 30th. Community Mediation Services is putting it on for us. There's going to be door prizes, like a $25 or $15 gift cards, and snacks and free childcare. Pre-registration is required, but they're going to be talking all about how to prevent evictions, what to do before, during, or after one, and a lot of other rental and neighborhood issues that revolve around those kinds of things. So hope some folks come and
Thank you, Terry.
see you then.
Jason, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Jason Yoder, I live on 5th Street.
I'm Sheila, and I work at the Gottlieb Bureau with Terry, and this is my new child.
Twyla.
Hi, Twyla, live on 6th Street.
And you run a block club, right? Is that correct?
Part of Block Club.
Okay.
6th Street Block Club. I missed a few meetings because it's been when I was at work. I see we have one coming up. It's at 7, so I'll make it. Be late, but I'll make it.
Great. Let's move. Yeah, let's move
And I'm
to.
also a resident engagement specialist for Weinland Park.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Miss Jean.
I'm Jean Pittman from the Wexner Center for the Arts, and I am always eager to, talk about any potential art projects or art ideas, because I think art brings people together. There's been so much effort and work done on bricks and mortar, but art is a more social, personal, human-to-human activity that brings people together. So.
Thank you. Mr. Weston.
I'm Martin Weston. I live on 5th Street, and I'm semi-retired and sort of a general all-around busybody.
I'm Malcolm J. I live in Weinland Park. I do community art projects and looking for more opportunities.
My name is Lydia Yoder, and I live on 5th Street, and that is not Sheila's child.
They got matching colors on.
And one thing, I guess this isn't really an agenda item, but something I'm excited to be semi-involved in, because I feel like I haven't been that involved in it, is the Red Circle Art Group, which is coming up this Wednesday evening. And it's just, we'll have art projects available. It's primarily geared for kids, but you could, if you have a kid or you know some kids that would like to come and join us, it'll be at 6:30.
Yes,
is that right?
Circle House, or at
The Shelter House in the park.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next
This next Wednesday, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a little orange flyer that has all the dates on it. Or yellow flyers.
Yeah.
Orange, yellow.
It's all a matter of perception.
DeAndrea Jones, 211 East 7th Avenue. That's my future student.
Thank you.
I'm up. My name is Omar. I live on 5th Street. I always want to see more trees. So if anybody wants a street tree in front of their house on their tree lawn, I will help you get that tree. And the city will help you get that tree for free. Susan Colbert is not here, but I wanted to just acknowledge Susan and all of her work in the neighborhood. She's the director of OSU Extensions, and she is about 4'0", but she will lap any one of us like it's nobody's business. She's done so much work, and lately she's been working on the Fatherhood Initiative. If you guys haven't heard about that, if any new fathers in the neighborhood can get in touch with Susan, she's going to line them up with different opportunities and break down a lot of those barriers to success. So she did an amazing job on the Moms to Be program, if you guys heard of that. But she was instrumental in that, and Weinland Park was the pilot for that, and now it's citywide. So just wanted to acknowledge Susan, and if you see anybody who is, has issues with any housing, any issues with any development, looking for opportunities, looking for a break, looking for, an opportunity, Susan's the person to go to, and the Godman Guild is another place that you can point those people to, because those institutions have been around doing really good work in the neighborhood, and there's opportunities out there. We just need to connect them to the people that need it.
Thanks, Omar. Hi.
I'm Yusra, and I know nobody will be able to pronounce my name. You can call me just Miss I. Santiago Avenue. I'm a resident for 8 years here. I have nothing to
Thank you.
Well, I'm Sarah. I'm on 7th Avenue. I've been in Weinland Park for many years. I just was so impressed. This is my second meeting. Someone said diversity is the description of Weinland Park. I agree totally. But just this room is every viewpoint. I love hearing everyone's viewpoint, and it's really helped propelling the community forward, more so than anything in the media, because there's so many stereotypes about this area. This group and others are elevating it way higher, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Thank you. Very, very well put.
I'm Julia Orban. I live on 8th and Hamlet, and I actually did forget to mention Susan Colbert again helped get this started. The Zumba classes we have every Saturday, first time's free, is a blast at the Gottman Guild, 10 o'clock every Saturday. We need more people to come. So if you want to come and dance and burn calories, come. And then also, we're trying to get some more fitness opportunities in the neighborhood. So I know a few of you have talked to me about wanting to get together some like walking club or a fitness club. Or so if you have a particular sport or that you want to start getting a group together to people together, where our wellness committee is working on getting different groups together around fitness. So.
My name is Reginald Scott. I live on 4th Street, and I've been here for about a month.
Welcome.
I'm Miss Edna. I live on the corner of 6th and Grant, and I've been in the community for about 2.5 years, and I really love it. Yes.
Well, welcome. I'm glad to hear that. Or welcome to the.
Yes.
Never mind. That we're glad to have you. Let's put it.
There you go.
Tongue-tied. Way in the back there. Hey there.
Hello, my name is Jabri, and I live on North 6th Street. I live with my mom and my little brother, who live there 2 years.
Thank you. Mr. Barry.
My name is Larry. I'm a resident engagement specialist. I've been living out here for a real long time. I don't live out here right now, presently. I'm trying to get back in here because I remember when a lot of shootings, a lot of murders, a lot of drug dealing. So I'm really happy to see the progress and the changes that are going on. Believe it or not, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. So I hope you all appreciate it and are willing to contribute to the effort.
Thank you. Chris?
I'm Chris Orban. I live at 8th and Hamlet. I've been in the neighborhood for about 8 years now. And I'm the guy who gives out bike lights at the community festival. We're out of bike lights now, so if you want to help me write a grant for next year so I can keep doing that, so let me know.
Thanks, Chris.
My name is Jim Hoffman. I live on 5th Street, and I've been here about 9 years.
Thank
so
you.
I'm Michael. I live on 9th Avenue. I've been here 6 years, but I want to introduce the young lady to my right, which is Miss Tanja. Tanja is the Family Support Coordinator, and she is supporting the Family-Centered Community Change Initiative here in Weinland Park. And so she is bringing the Schombaum Family Center, Weinland Park Elementary School, Gottman Guild, and CPO together to really provide wraparound services to support families in our community. She's been on the job for 2 months, but at an upcoming meeting, we're going to have her to give a presentation, but she's been walking the streets almost every single day, meeting families. And how many families have you met with so far?
Met with probably about
15, 20.
And so she lives in the King Lincoln neighborhood. She's falling in love with Weinland Park, but she's not going to leave her King Lincoln neighborhood, which is dear to her heart. We want to welcome her to Weinland Park. And when you see her walking around the neighborhood, just say, "Hey, Miss Conja." Say hello to her. But I wanted to say that Matt and I had the opportunity to meet the artist that did the Weinland Park Hollywood sign on top of Mount Wagenbrenner. They do live in Weinland Park, and the great part of their story was they pulled those boards out of the dumpster from the vacant buildings on 11th Avenue once construction started, and they repurposed those into the Weinland Park sign. And we were blown away by their creative energy about how art can really inspire people, and just all I'll say is keep your eyes open. Stuff popping up, and it's going to be cool. So I love the fact that they live in this neighborhood. Thank you to Bettina, Twyla, Matt and Ashley, Edna, Omar, Kimberly, and Renee and Joe, because all but one newspaper route has been signed up tonight. So thank you. Hardworking, and I said that about Omar because he's probably delivered newsletters every single month for 3 years. That's why he's lazy.
Teresa Evans will take the other one.
Yes, great, thank you.
Michael, we have a gentleman that would like to do a paper route. He asked what's the last one.
I will split up with Teresa and him.
Hey, Michael, did you put the sign on YouTube?
Not yet, but you should. Yeah, thank you.
Can I make a quick announcement?
Sure.
The Weinland Park Storybook is going to be on Broad and High, which is a WOSU program, on the 3rd of September, so look out for that.
Do you know what time that airs, Jean?
I don't, but I sent you the...
Oh, did you? Good.
And it'll be on the Google groups, and I'll put it up on the Facebook page.
Okay. And speaking of, I mean, before we get on to the remaining neighbors, if you guys haven't yet, go to nextdoor.com and sign up as neighbors and residents. It's a great group. It's not moderated or run by the Civic. It's just neighbors who get to chat and share things. So it's really it's been very popular. And then, gentleman in the orange shirt.
I live on 4th Street. I've been around here for about 30-some years.
Wow.
So
Welcome.
I've seen it change, and I don't want to go through all the details of it. But, you know, I drive for Acme Taxi, so I'm usually out and about in the neighborhoods everywhere. If you know where Acme's at, it's at 5th and Summit. So I'm still working on my house, which is an old house.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll ever get it done.
About the time you do, then you'll have to start over with the first thing
Well,
you fix.
between the vandalism and everything else. But, you know.
Well, I'm glad to see you at a meeting. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Susan. I live on Euclid. We have lived here for 10 years and in the South Campus area for 8 years before that, so we've seen some tremendous, wonderful changes. I work at the Northside Library. I'm also a resident engagement specialist, so I'm really immersed in the neighborhood and loving it. Thank you all for being here.
And I want to thank Susan for bringing the Action for Children lady with us today. She was Melinda, right?
Yep.
I'm Renee Byler. I live on Hamlet, just north of 8th. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'm
Welcome.
Joe Byler, husband to Renee. And, we have 4 daughters and live in Hamlet. Love the neighborhood. Been here about 6 years and very excited about just this. It's great.
Glad to see you here. Thank you for coming. You guys, this was a great meeting. I really appreciate it. So happy to see everybody giving input and getting involved. So I hope to see you next month and at other events that we have.